Hi, I'm Blair Gilbert here for MrHardware.com and Gilbert's Pro Hardware in St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Here we are at a toilet where someone has put in a Mansfield flush valve. Now, Mansfield toilets come with them. This happens to be not a Mansfield toilet, has a Mansfield flush valve. White plunger assembly, kind of unusual, requires a longer than usual flush handle. Here we have a non-Mansfield toilet with a Fluid Master fill valve and a Mansfield flush valve. What happens with these is a standard flush arm, like what you see in this picture here, is too short, and when you flush, it picks up the tower, flushes the toilet, and the tower goes down. Pretty simple. I like it. It's a nice flush valve. The problem is this can rotate and the flush handle falls out. And now I have nothing. So the guy ahead of us took and wired in some chain to try to chain it to the flush arm. Our goal here is to take and show you how a Mansfield, I'll tell you one thing about these nuts too, they're left-handed on a flush arm. So when you go to take them off, you actually have to tighten them to remove them from what you normally think a flush valve does. So I'm taking out the standard one, and here's a Mansfield one. See how much longer it is? And then the other thing, Mansfield also makes, this is what they make, is a Mansfield is a plastic arm. The only problem is, for me, when this flush arm is installed, if it pulls or pushes on the tower here, I have to get heat to adjust this. So I carry a Mansfield flush arm in brass that's longer. So when I install it, and to get it into the hoop, okay, mind you, we have a left-handed nut here. And we get that in there like that, and we tighten this up, left-handed. Now you see how long this arm is. This tower can't come off. So we can remove the chain, we can tighten this all up. Sometimes when you put the flush arm in the toilet and you can't get it into the hoop because it's not far enough, what you do is you unscrew the top keeper on the flush valve, which now it's off. You can come off and you can change the gasket on the bottom. When it's off, now I can raise it up high and I can get the arm started. Then when it goes back down and I trap it, now it will be held in place and trapped for good. So sometimes to get the arm in, you undo the top. If you want to take and change the flush arm on a Mansfield toilet, you have to find a longer one. Hopefully you can find the long brass one. They're 2 inches longer than normal. Once you find one, easy job, change the flush arm. While you're at it, you can change the gasket. Gasket is what causes a toilet to leak. So if you're changing a flush arm, good idea to buy a Mansfield gasket at the same time. But while we're here, while I had the plunger up, I noticed how bleached out the gasket was. So I'm pulling the gasket off, and see, it's not red anymore. You know, it's all bleached out. Time to change this thing. Here's the new one. Here's the tricky part. When you put it in, you got to make sure you don't go too far down. There's one lip. The first lip is all you got to get to. You get it on the lip, and once it's in there, you can rotate it, and you know you're in. Because if you don't get it in just right, you're going to have to do this all over again. So, it's in. I like it. I get the flush arm in by lifting up too high, and I get it started. See how easy that was, knowing that trick. I put the top on, put the fill hose in. I tighten up the nut, change the flush arm, change the gasket. Your toilet's now rebuilt. Quick, easy tip from Mr. Hardware.